Hey, good morning, class. This is Dr. Mike, your instructor for IT 140 Python programming. And today I'm going to talk about Lab 1.11, our zyBooks Lab 1.11. And if you look at it in zyBooks, it's about Mad Libs. So, what are Mad Libs, as a side note? Way back in the day, Mad Libs were pen and paper word games that people would play where you would see a sentence like this and you would have to fill in like adverbs, adjectives, nouns, etc. And based on this sentence, here's an example someone wrote here. So the answer to that particular sentence. And supposedly back in the day, these were fun and were a way for kids to learn how to the components of grammar, English grammar. So what they did, it looks like in zyBooks, is they have created a version of that, but programming related. And they have some variables here: first name, a generic location, a whole number, and a plural noun that we have to fill in. So instead of adjective, adverb, noun, etc., they have replaced it with these particular components. And we're going to write a program that handles that for the lab. So if you look at the lab and you read it, and then if you don't write any code at all and just run it, what will happen is it'll bomb. It won't work. You'll get 0 points. So let's go ahead and submit that. Their code as is, and you'll see, bam, there's a problem, right? We have to fix it. So what they're saying here is that generic location is not defined. Well, that makes sense because if we look at the code, we haven't added a variable for generic location, and it wants that. First name, we set that equal to input. That is the Python function to get input from a user via the console, via a terminal. So if we look at this, where do we use first name as the variable? They print out something that contains the first name, so they print out a sentence. So whatever we enter here for the first name will be printed there on the print line. So they're going to print the first name, whatever it is we enter. Then they're going to print went to, and where are they going? They're going to a generic location. But where is that variable loaded? Nowhere. So we have to do that. Equals, and we'll just set it equal to input. So we go somewhere to buy, and then here's another variable, whole number. I'm going to copy that. Whole number equals, and we'll just prompt the user for input. To buy X number different types of, and then plural noun. So they're printing out 4 variables with some strings in between. All right. Plural noun equals input. We'll prompt for input. And let's see what happens. Let's test this. We're going to go develop mode. And I entered some variables. So Mike will be my input for first name. Generic location will get the input of home. Whole number will receive the value of 13, and plural noun will receive this test value of books. Let's try that. Run the program. There it worked. Mike went to home to buy 13 different types of books. So all my variables worked. So this was a solution to our lab. We're good. Let's go ahead and submit this. Go to submit mode. Submit for grading, and what do we get? There we go. 10 out of 10, 100%. Nice. And this is example input that they tried. So they entered Eric, Chipotle, 12 cars. They did another test with these variables, and then they got the expected output. They tried another test with those values, and the program worked and gave the expected output. So that's how we got the score that we got there, 10 out of 10. which is a success, and that's what we want. Anyway, that in short is how you can complete Lab 1.11, Mad Libs. So if you've never used zyBooks before, this should help you out. Don't forget, you have to write code, and when you're done, consider using the develop mode, enter your variables if required, run it, see what you get. When you're happy with the results, click submit mode, then submit it for grading. And hopefully you'll get a high score. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you and have a great day. Goodbye.